For Hurricane Beryl, of course, we're watching the Weather Service, getting those reports and participating in their calls and working with other jurisdictions around us in case we had to create the evacuation hub at the Pasadena Convention Center. Fortunately, we didn't have to do that. So we went ahead and fire department made preparations to have personnel at the fire stations during the storm. EMS added additional personnel for medical responses should we need them. And we were gearing up our EOC team to handle any issues that may have arose. So Beryl really became a big wind event. So we were working along that line with Public Works to make sure we were going to be able to get out and about once the wind quit blowing and start clearing debris from roadways and getting a debris operation set up and getting that taken care of. The response went well. Of course, with everything, there's always things we improved on. We had a hot wash on that, and we've already made those adjustments. Beryl was not hard. The hardest part has been the recovery process, working with the state and FEMA to get reimbursed for some of the damages that we had in the city, which wasn't a large amount of damage. Most of it was emergency protective measures and for debris removal for the incident. A big difference between the tornado in 2023 and Hurricane Beryl was the tornado was quick. It came through, it was done. We got out and about and doing the debris cleanup fairly quick. And fortunately, we had other cities come in and help us with that made it go a lot smoother. Versus Beryl, we ended up doing that ourselves because other jurisdictions were all tied up cleaning up their own debris. But we were able to get that roughly done in about 30 days. So that was a little bit of difference there. Both instances were similar, and we had power outages in the city for about a week. So we also had to make sure our critical facilities, our water system, our wastewater system, our critical facilities generators were up and running, and Public Works make sure that those were maintained with fuel to keep operations ongoing. But from the standpoint of the big difference was we had a federal declaration for Beryl, and we did not have a federal declaration for the tornado debris. So basically all the efforts that went into that, we did not get a federal reimbursement for on the tornado debris. On the Energy Transfer pipeline fire department was notified, PD was notified, as were other jurisdictions. LaPorte, PD and fire were also dispatched immediately as they were just down the street. As we were manning our EOC, responders were already in the process of making that determination to evacuate the neighborhood around the pipeline fire and getting that done. We had the Deer Park side and the LaPorte side, so getting those areas and who was going to be responsible for taking care of those evacuations and notifications was just a joint effort between the cities, mostly through their emergency management offices. And then as response got in there, we started setting up the command post. Deer Park Fire, LaPorte Fire, Harris County Hazmat came in, so they all had to do their coordinated response efforts from the command post, which was set up at East Street and Spencer. And then of course traffic control was having to be coordinated. And the EOC, once we identified the pipeline company, we were able to get representatives from Energy Transfer Pipeline in our Emergency Operations Center. They had some at the command post and they had some in LaPorte's EOC. So we were getting information from the pipeline, what was going on, what their plan of action was. And at the same time, we were communicating with the command post of those efforts. That incident took roughly 5 days. Started on a Monday afternoon and concluded on a Friday evening to get the fire completely out. And we had areas down there that people were not able to go back into their homes for a while. And there's still homes in the area that have sustained damage, and Energy Transfer is working with homeowners and their insurance company to rectify those issues. once we receive information, whether it's through e-notify or a direct contact for, say, a chemical emergency from one of the industrial facilities, we'll get that information. If it comes to me, I'll push it out to the mayor and city manager and our PIO, and then we make that determination what needs to go out to the public, whether it's a code red message, and PD dispatch will push that out. And then Caitlin and our PIO will start disseminating a lot of that information out on social media. And then in the process, I'm already working with state agencies, with the Texas Division of Emergency Management, TCEQ, and our county partners to get that information to them as well. With all the incidents we've had over the last couple of years, especially since 2023 with the tornado, we look at ways we can improve communications and getting the message out to our residents of issues that may arise. With that, we're in the process now of evaluating our mass notification system. We should have that committee wrap up their project by the end of March. So it's a possibility we could be going to a new notification system with some better features that we might be able to utilize it. And also, we also in the process have replaced the 10 outdoor warning sirens over the last 2 years and got that system up and running with newer units, and working with our vendor on that to continually to upgrade that system. With everything we've had, whether incidents we have, whether it be a natural hazard, tornado, hurricane, flooding, we've been having freezes quite often, snowstorm. So, and then we have other things that happen, water line breaks and those type of things that residents should always be ready and prepared for all hazards. It could be a wind event. It could be going without water for 24 hours due to a water line break or a boil water notice. So keeping basic supplies that you can utilize during 24, 48 hours initially until we get a handle on the situation, get it stabilized, and look at what needs to be done.